All right, ladies and gentlemen, back up here topside with you. We are getting ready now from Fast Track to Lucas Oil Midgets, the Midget Series, getting ready to go. The Lucas Oil Southern States Midget Series. Prepare for their season finale of 2018. This race will be 25 laps. Tommy, I thought you were going to call the midget race with me. Where'd you go? He took off and left. We started talking about pictures and Messenger, and he left me. Where'd you go, Tommy? I hear you talking somewhere. Where are you at? I think your mic's on if you're in the bathroom, Tommy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your official starting lineup for the final race of 2018 for the Lucas Oil Southern States Midget Series. Starting in 30th position outside row number 15, the 14B at our Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, Rowan Beasley. To his inside, Eddie Moss Jr. in 30X from Deland, Florida. Starting 28th outside row 14, Brad Sutton out of Palmetto, Florida. The 9 to his inside 29, Connor Bora out of Jacksonville, Florida. Did you get the index cards? Moving on to row number 13 on the outside, Terry Ladisier out of Green Valley, Ontario, Canada. In the 74 to his inside, John Crowder out of Somerville, Florida. Starting 24th outside row number 12. It's going to be J.R. Miller out of Charleston, South Carolina, and Ty Evans out of Titusville, Florida, 33. Starting 22nd outside row number 11, Jeffrey Weir out of Richmond, Quebec, on Canada in the 88. To his inside, Land Moss out of Deland, Florida in the 23 car. Moving on to your next row, starting in 20th, Robbie Smith out of Ocala, Florida in 77, and Otto Scrape in the Wheat 3 from Largo, Florida. Row number 9 is going to be Anthony Haas out of Sabina, Ohio in the 81, and Eric Heidenreich out of Indianapolis in 22X. Row number 8, 16th, Reed Saloni out of Seven Valleys, Pennsylvania into 22R, followed by the car number 8. Starting 15th, Jim Young out of Johnston, Pennsylvania. Row number 7, starting 14th outside, Aaron LaFell out of Springfield, Ohio in 11L. To his inside, Kurt Mayhew out of DeMonte, Indiana in 21. Starting 12th, outside row number 6, car number 23S of Brad Strunk out of Mason, Ohio. And inside that position, in 11th, the number 07, Zach Gorski out of Deland, Florida. Winner at County Line Raceway. Now your top 10 starters. Starting 10th, Dave Darlin out of Atlanta, Indiana, the 14M. Starting 9th, Nick Spidell out of Parker City, Indiana in 21. Starting 8th, the 1X of Scott Hunter out of Charlotte. Starting 7th, Matt Linder in the 2 out of Atlanta, Georgia. Starting 6th, Paige Moss in the 95 out of Deland, Florida. Starting 5th, Connor Leffler from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina in 22. Starting 4th, the 37 of Andy Baugh from Mason City, Illinois. Starting 3rd, Rod Henning out of Middletown, Ohio. In the 2S and on the front row, Alex Bright, last night's winner from Collegeville, Pennsylvania. And on the pole, the number 74M, third place finisher last night from East Corinth, Vermont, Adam Pearson. There's your lineup. Tommy Tedder, we going open wheel midget racing here next. 30 cars, it should be good.
30? You're starting 30 cars. Wow.
30 cars. Going to be a good one. Thank you to Alton Wilson for giving me a ride on the four-wheeler, covering for me while Tommy, you covered while I got down there. We had to try to wrap it up pretty fast. But Matthew wanted to have his champion car in the picture instead of the 2 cars. So we
totally makes sense. That's the car that won in the championship, even though tonight technically did, but the 4 car all year long was where he's been at.
That's right. And next year he'll make a He's going to make a bid for the Ultimate Series championship.
That'll be cool. We need everybody out there we can, just like every racing series. But we appreciate Matthew Nance giving the confidence in the Ultimate Super Series. Schedule almost complete.
Amazing.
Got to tidy up a few.
Yes, sir. Amazing what Ultimate. What is it? Season 9 for Ultimate?
Season 9.
Starting next year, season number 9. You've got the Ultimate Southeast, the Ultimate Northeast, Rose and Jeff Compton. You have the Ultimate Battle of the Bluegrass, now renamed the Heart of America Series with Matt Hicks. Yeah, Matt Hicks. I lost my place there. Robbie Cyrus with the Ultimate Mid-Ohio Valley. And then you've got, of course, the brand new Ultimate Deep South Series. Phenomenal.
With Charles Raymond?
Charles Raymond, yeah. Yep. Charles Raymond III. Yes, sir. And we got some announcement of fast track tracks. We announced Patriot Park Speedway in Georgia going fast track sanctioned. Friendship Speedway at Charlotte. You were for that one when we announced that being sanctioned. And understanding a Pennsylvania track is going to go fast track sanctioned in 2019. And we're working on dates and events and schedules and more. And Kelly's got the money. Or at least the checks for the money.
For the racers, not us.
For right now, Kelly Carlton's a bank. All right. Tommy, you ever seen the midget cars, the sprint cars and stuff, like before this weekend?
I've not been
personally. Charlotte.
Well, I've not been personally to a non-wing sprint car race, and I've never personally seen the midgets race before. Battery change.
I told you, my friend. So we're going to let Tommy rechange his battery. And we'll get ready for the start here in just a moment. Wayne Davis getting everybody in place. We'll be ready to show them the one-to-go indication here in a moment. They are saying that the lineup is now correct.
Pull in, Brad. Pull in.
Red, is that any better, bud? Red, is that any better? Here they come. Out of 4. Green is in the air. We are underway with the midgets. The midget cars underway here at Screven. The Georgia State Outlaw Championship. Out in front, Alex Bright to the early lead. And all 30 midget cars roar 1 lap and a half at full speed green. Battle for the lead going on to the back straightaway. That's going to be Pearson. Pearson getting around by Bright. I'll tell you what, Tommy, Alex Bright won this race last night. He sits in the number 2 spot now as Adam Pearson has got around him. And out in front, the 74 leads the way. Adam Pearson, Alex Bright, the 37 car. All in the field, all in the mix as they exit off of turn number 4. 5 laps in now of 25. The midgets at full speed, 30 plus, looking good for 25 laps. Alex Bright now back out in front. He's now moving by lap traffic as they cross the stripe. Alex Bright from Collegeville, Pennsylvania. He won this race last night. He leads now over Pearson in second. In third is Scott Hunter, followed by Rowan Beasley. Correction, Dave Darlin, actually. And then the 37 in the top 5. The 37 car is Andy Baugh. There's your top 5 as it stands right now. Your top 5 in the race. Oh my goodness. Big trouble. Up and over, one flipping. And they're going to go to a red flag. Trouble in turn number 2. Well, he came back on 4. And we also got trouble up in turn 2.
Didn't see that. I saw him spinning around after it was hit.
We got trouble in turn number 3 and also one stalled in turn 2.
So you got one over there.
The one in turn 2 spun and his tires came up off the ground, Tommy Tedder, but then he came back down. This one over here flipped upside down in turn number 3. 9 laps in of 25. We have to go under red flag. We got one flipping in turn 2, and the other one that about flipped, he spun the car in the passenger side car. Wheels came up in the air, but then they came back down. He's just going to have to get a push to get going again. Tommy, we could have had 2 flippers, but we got 1.5 there. And, we'll get a word on the condition of the drivers here in just a moment.
Waiting for the call from track personnel and checking on driver.
Wayne is doing that now. But, you know, Tommy, you got to give them credit. They went 9 laps, 30-plus cars for these midgets racing before we had calamity. So that's pretty impressive.
And Wesley, looking at the timing and scoring here, they are running 78 miles an hour.
Wow.
Around Screven Motorplex.
That's average.
Average.
The average
which
speed.
means straightaways are a whole lot more. Average 78 miles an hour.
That's flying.
In one of them little things?
Yes,
Good
sir.
Gracious.
I'll tell you what, those 2 guys in the front, Alex Bright and Adam Pearson, they're some of the best guys in the country.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Alex Bright and Adam Pearson. And how about Scott Hunter, Wayne Davis? He's building up his resume. He's hooked up with one of the greats of Brad Knopfsinger. Brad Knopfsinger Racing and Tracy Trotter, Calico Coatings, have hooked up with helping him. Brown and Miller Racing Solutions, Wade Brown and Company. Scott Hunter got his first USCS sprint car win a couple of weeks ago. So this kid's got some talent in that number 3 spot. And actually, I watched him. I had the talent to see the talent this young man's got was on the USAC Carolina Ford Focus Midget Series, and seen Scott Hunter build up his resume racing against guys like Bradley Rethmeyer and Rick Fadrizi and just some of the other names of guys that were competitive. Brad Knopfsinger actually raced at one time on the USAC Carolina Ford Focus Midget Tour, kind of like crate racing, Tommy Tedder, because they're stuck to a spec motor. They have to run that Ford Focus engine. So, but of course, they don't run that series anymore in the Carolinas.
Didn't know that. Didn't know there was a Ford Focus Sprint Series. That's pretty cool.
Well, not anymore. They don't have it anymore.
There was?
But it was. Yes, sir.
Now, what's the engine in these sprint cars, in these midgets? What are the engines in the midgets,
It's
Wesley?
pretty much like the 600cc midgets, the motorcycle motor midget, like 600cc engines and stuff. But they actually have different engine combos, too.
Let Wayne Davis
Wayne Davis
answer.
can tell them. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, actually, they got 3 different style of engines. We have the stock-built 2.4 engines along with the 600s that runs with us, the motorcycle engines of 1,000, and also the older National motors,
right?
Which run the tours with the ARDC and the USAC Trail. So, got several different engine combinations from Mopar.
And he's got the track crew hollering at him now.
Yes.
So
now, Tommy, for the 410 sprints, you got the 410 engines like you see for the World of Outlaw sprint cars in the Arctic Cat All-Star Circuit of Champions or the West Coast King of the Wing Series. And then you've also got the 360 engines and the 270s. And we actually got one kid, Connor Leffler from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You'll see